First, there was hunger, which as fire was burning and burning everywhere. Due to the great avidity for annam, the food, and the hunger itself aspire to have a mind. Thus originated manasa, the mind. From manasa prana, the life force, and vaka, the word was derived. Then the vak itself exploded. From this big bang emerged the cosmos, and it was with this rudimentary vaka, the alphabets of the great creative process, that the Vedas were written. Vedas are the science of nature and the source of dharma. Each and everything in the universe is an exhibit of Rigveda, Yajurveda, and Samaveda. The ancient rishis discovered that the ritualistic submission to Agni, the fire conjured to the divine dynamics of Sukshma mantras. The Vedic hymns would energize the invisible nerves of nature. The seers call it yaga. Athirathram is the prime one among 7 such yagas. The land, with some specific esoteric currents, becomes the dais of Mahatma Karmas, the divine events. Sugapuram is a land endowed with the memory of such a great event. It was here Suga, the son of Vedavyasa, spent a long time in penance. It is quite natural that Panjal, a rural area under this village constellation, has been selected as the Veda land.
Athirathram Panjal വെച്ച് നടത്താൻ നിശ്ചയിക്കണം. ഡേറ്റ് 2011 ഏപ്രിൽ 4 മുതൽക്ക് 12 ദിവസമായിട്ട് ആണ് നടത്തുന്നത്. പാഞ്ഞാൾ അമ്പലത്തിൻ്റെ പരിസരത്ത് വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് നടത്തുന്നത്. അത് നിശ്ചയിക്കുകയാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ. ദക്ഷിണാമൂർത്തിയുടെ അനുഗ്രഹത്തോടു കൂടി അത് എല്ലാവരും കൂടി പ്രാർത്ഥിച്ച് ഭംഗിയായിട്ട് നടത്തി തരാൻ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ അനുഗ്രഹം ഉണ്ടാവണം. അതിന് എല്ലാവരും കൂടി പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കുക.
Prajapati, who projected himself in the conjoint of the 3 attributes, Manasa, Prana, and Vaka, milked the Vedas out from Agni, Vayu, and Surya for this non-ending yajna. The Sukshma Dvani, the micro-vibration of cosmic creation, have been manifested through Shabda, the sound. Then the same are interpreted by knowledge and become the basis of Shabda Veda. Shabda is the molecule, the rudimentary element of the sky, and when it gets interpreted properly, it becomes Vedas. The rudimentary dynamics of the creative process were communicated as Vedic expression directly to the hearts of the rishis who were in deep meditation. They orally recited this as mantras of Shabda Veda, and these mantras, with very strict and rigid physical pattern of recitation and with the spiritual absorption of meaning, become great resources of energy. When this is combined with the rituals of yaga, it nourishes nature and enriches the vital force of the organic environment.
Formerly, this was conducted by a family, the family of the Yajamana, and as a family ritual. Now it cannot be done by or the expenses cannot be met by a family. So a sponsorship is very necessary. This has to be retained. Otherwise, we have lost several forms of rituals, and its significance also is lost. Such a ignorance cannot be repeated. The retention of this old tradition is very urgent, very needed. Otherwise, it will completely lost forever.
The training for the Veda recitation is going on. These students will become Vedic scholars at the time of the coming Athirathram. Sky is the limit for perfection of the study. The more it is interpreted, the more it will remain to be explained. The subject possesses such an oceanic nature. Here, each chipping, even each finger touch has become an aksharopasana, a deep worship. The Veda Sadakam is not enough for the commencement of a Mahayagna like Athirathram. Countless utensils are to be made. The bricks for the making of Homakunda altar in the form of Garuda, to the wooden spoon for pouring soma. Thus goes the list. All are to be constructed with the prescribed item and only with stipulated measurement. Neither a nano size over nor a nano size under. Such a strict and correct procedure is to be maintained.
ഇത് ഓരോന്നിനും ഓരോരോ മരങ്ങൾ വേണം എന്നൊരു കണക്കുണ്ട്. അത് ആ മരങ്ങൾ വെച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടുള്ളൂ. അങ്ങനെയാണ് അതിൻ്റെ അത്. അപ്പോഴേ നമുക്ക് അതിൻ്റേതായ ഒരു ഇതുണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. തോന്നിയ മരം എടുത്ത് പണിയെടുക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. ഒരലാണെങ്കിലും ചമസാണെങ്കിലും ജൂഹു അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ അതാത് മരങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അത് അളവുകളും ശരിയായിരിക്കണം. അതായത് സെൻറ്റിമീറ്ററോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇഞ്ച് കണക്കോ പറ്റില്ല. വിരൽ അളവ് തന്നെ വേണം. ഇപ്പോൾ 2 വിരൽ വീതി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 2 വിരൽ കറക്റ്റായിരിക്കണം. നീളം 14 വിരൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിലൊരു പോയിന്റ് കൂടാൻ പാടില്ല. അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പരമാവധി നോക്കിയിട്ടാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. പിന്നൊക്കെ
These are not mere making of utensils. In its deep meaning, this making is a physical marking of a metaphysical presence. Here, the wood and soil become psychotronic, Vedic symbols. They do the work with utmost care and without a nano error. All those who work for the exalted cultural project are highly committed. Here, the work transcends its physical boundaries and attains an immaculate spiritual level. Not even a single preparatory segment is unimportant. Each has high creative value contributing to the perfection of a Mahayagna. The one who knows this will certainly wish to become a part of this noble project.
Vedas is the science of inquiry of Indian ancient wisdom, which describes the sustenance of nature and its environment. The experimental characterizations of this is described in rituals like yagas. Yagas are ritualistic form where the experimental aspects of Vedic wisdom is studied by the ancient seers. Now almost this type of wisdom of ancient knowledge is lost because of the lack of maintenance of this knowledge. There should be a concerted effect of the modernity and ancient spirituality through modern methodology of science. For example, the medicinal aspect of what is known as Tangapasma in Indian tradition of medicine has recently been analyzed by Indian Institute of Technology of Mumbai, who found that there's a lot of presence of nano materials whose work is so strong that it affects the curing of human systems. Similarly, the infinitesimal dilution of homeopathic medicine is also being studied by this technique and found that heavy metals are present in a nano material form where the nano materials are more of effective in curing system. This means that the ancient knowledge has to be studied in the context of modern science.
Each process in the universe is a yajna. Fundamentally, all are the interaction of Agni and Soma. Everywhere Agni, the fire, is the eater, and Soma is the Annam, the food. And nature is the story of the never-ending eating known as Yajna, and the ramification of this Yajna is the whole universe. Each Yajna requires a Yajamanan, a competent authority to conduct and control the sacrifices. Prajapati is the Yajaman of the cosmic Yajna. The result is the production of life-giving element in nature, and Prajapati has to spend his Yajna Retus for this Mahat Karma. For this Shaddapurna, the compensation of this loss, yagas are performed in this world. Here the performer attunes himself mentally to the cosmic yajna, gives his respectful offering to the god, and the imaging that he puts back into the atmosphere, whatever is lost by the Prajapati, and thus the yajna, the cycle of the universe is maintained.
Wonderful thing was that the rain which happened at the end of that performance, because all the 12 days we had very clear sky, there was not a so on the last day, even then it was very clear sky, and after the burning of the Shala, within half an hour, crowds crowded and we had an heavy rain. That has helped people to understand that our tradition is something unique and we have to keep it up.
In connection with the yaga, there are some distinguished events that our eyes can witness in the text of nature. But in its subtext, in the invisible arteries of nature, numerous Shivatandavas of energy will be occurring. The coming Athirathram will give us a rare opportunity to conduct research and study on such a mystical happening.
1975 ഇവിടെ പാഞ്ഞാള് പാടത്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു അതിരാത്രം നടക്കുന്നുണ്ടായി. അതിന് ശേഷം ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ 2011 ഏപ്രിൽ 4 അവിടെ ഏകദേശം അത് സ്ഥലത്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് തന്നെ വീണ്ടും ഒരു അതിരാത്രം നടക്കാൻ പോവുകയാണ്. കേരളത്തിൽ ഇന്ന് 2 യാഗ ഇപ്പോൾ നടപ്പുള്ളൂ. 7 എണ്ണം ഉണ്ടെച്ചാലും ഇല്ല. ആദ്യത്തെ അഗ്നിഷ്ടോമവും അവസാനത്തെ അതിരാത്രവും മാത്രമേ ഇപ്പം നടപ്പുള്ളൂ. അതിലത്തെ അവസാനത്തെയാണ് ഈ അതിരാത്രം ഇപ്പോൾ നടക്കാൻ പോണത്. അത് ലോകത്തിലെ സകല ചരാചരങ്ങളുടെയും നന്മയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഇത് ചെയ്യണത്.
The Athirathram that is going to be held in the coming month of April will take 12 days for completion. It begins with Agni and ends in Agni. Let it become the Tejas, let it become the Ojas, let it become the Ayush, and let it rain down on all living and non-living objects of the earth. Panjal Athirathram 2011, 4th to the 15th April. Facilitated by Birthday Trust. For more information, log on to www.athirathram2011.com.